Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all enjoying your time in Istanbul, as I'm doing. I love this country, I love this city, and I really attended in the past a lot of events, and I saw there is a lot of technology adoption and development, and happy for our brothers in Turkey. So let's talk today about business ethics and values. We ask ourselves a question. Do we think that business today and finance in need for some ethics and values, or it is just running with the best ethics and values ever? So I think the answer should be yes. But the other question, is there a financial school that really cares about ethics and values? Is there a financial school that really put the community first and then thinks about profit and money? Do we think there is an existing one? We will see together. Do we think there is a financial school that's good enough to fight the inflation, as we are now living in the highest inflation rate since the last 40 years? The world are suffering of a lot of financial circumstances. The people are thirsty for something to serve them and to help them overcoming this. Do you think there is a financial school that really cares about development? The answer is yes. There is a financial school that exists since more than 1,400 years. And this financial school called the Islamic financial school, the Sharia-compliant financial school. When I always talk about this, people think that I am a scholar. I'm not a scholar. I'm a computer science engineer, but I learn from the scholars a lot. So we talk about financial ethics and values and the Islamic financial school, and why I'm talking about this school in this way, and I think it is one of the best. Let's talk about facts and numbers, because sometimes people don't really believe when somebody is just talking in general. When we look at the year 2015, as an example, in Jordan, the Islamic financial entities, they recorded minus 1.9 inflation rate, where the whole world were suffering of a lot and high inflation rate. In Turkey, in this lovely country, at the same time, 2015, the Islamic financial entities, they recorded 4.9 development in the finance, where the world were suffering of 7.1 inflation rate. So we have really good examples, and let's look on the other hand. Is this really something that have a good market? What's the market cap for the Islamic finance? The answer is the market cap of Islamic finance today is $3 trillion, and it's expected to be $3.69 trillion by the end of this year, according to PwC. So we are talking about facts and numbers. Look at the other part of the Islamic finance, which is the halal products. Halal products market cap is almost $4 trillion. So accumulatively, we talk about $7 trillion. And we talk about a Muslim community of 1.9 billion all over the world. But even beyond this Muslim community, we have the non-Muslim that following the Islamic finance. For example, in Africa, we can see in many banks, 60% of their members, many Islamic banks there, 60% of their members, they are non-Muslims. So it's a financial school for everybody. It's not only for Muslims. We are promoting here the ethics and values of Islamic financial school. We are not promoting a certain religion. This is something for the whole humanity. So we have a huge market cap. We have a good rates fighting the inflation. We have a huge community. But the fact is that this community and this big market cap with all these good numbers and development still not really served in the centralized and traditional world. We have the Islamic banks, Islamic insurance, Islamic finance, and many other entities that are really doing good to serve this, but not good enough because The technology at a certain point of time was not really supporting them. Now, with the DeFi revolution, with the blockchain, with the Web3, there are a lot of tools to serve this. There are a lot of tools to help this community and to serve them. For that, we started our project, and we built Haqq blockchain, which the ethics first blockchain, and it's a Sharia compliant one. It's based in Cosmos. It's also proof of stake. It's compatible with Ethereum. So people who has their projects on Ethereum, they can easily integrate, they can easily migrate to Haqq blockchain. And the question here that always people ask, what makes Haqq blockchain Sharia compliant? What makes it Islamic? We have our own Sharia board, and they are one of the esteemed Sharia boards in the world. If you look at the names in the Sharia board, they are serving more than 50 banks. They are among the Sharia board of more than 50 banks. So this is something really global, and this is one fact I need to mention here. Even the non-Islamic banks today, talking about Standard Chartered banks, talking about many other different banks, you might know their names, they are all providing Sharia compliant products. Why? Because this is addressing a lot of community need. They saw a lot of demand in the market, so they're addressing that. And this is a good sign for this market. So we talk now about the technology component, where we have Haqq blockchain is proof of stake. We use Cosmos. We have the Sharia component, where the scholars are addressing, and they are a permanent Sharia board, and they are the one who issued the fatwa and certificate for all what we are doing. And in addition to that, we built the Islamic coin. That's the native coin of Haqq blockchain. But there is the important part here, where I see a lot of projects in the Web3. With all due respect, I like it. It's very nice projects, but there is a little bit lack of purpose. There is a little bit lack of serving the community. That's why we created something called Evergreen DAO. This is the world first Islamic crypto endowment, where 10% of every minted coin goes to the Evergreen DAO, and the Evergreen DAO will use that to support the technology projects for the community, and it will use that also to support the charity initiatives all over the world. And above of this, when we look at all Web3 projects, is technology, Sharia, philanthropy enough to catch the community trust? I don't think so, because there are a lot of projects. We heard about many scam stories. So community need more signs to trust, more signs to adopt the project and to come into the coin and the blockchain. That's why we created the executive board. The executive board, it has people from professional financial institutions. It has the first Islamic banker in the world and co-founder of first Islamic bank in the world, Dubai Islamic Bank. It has the ex-CEO of Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank. It has people from one of the biggest funds in the world, Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. It has people from other entities. You can look at our website and get more information. On the advisory board, you can see the ruling family that are honoring us by being with us in this project. So these are enough components for the community to trust this project. But I will not just talk about trust by just general speaking or motivating the people. Let's talk about numbers. We started this project by, we didn't go for ICO, we didn't go for IPO or IEO like many projects are doing. I will not say that's wrong or right, but I will say that we avoided this because we don't want the people to say that we looked at the emotional part and we are talking to the individuals and they just see the Islamic names and they go and they invest in something they don't know what is it. So we started the private sales by addressing the venture capitals, the professional investors, the big funds that they really know what they are doing. They know how to do the due diligence. They know how to study and where to put their money. And by numbers, we are today around $450 million in private sales. And this is rarely happened in a Web3 project. And when we look at the community, we have almost 1.7 million people following us in our all social media platforms, and we have 200,000 downloads for Haqq wallet. Now, do the project has a good partnership? Do the project is going to develop something useful? People in Web3, they always care about the environment, the partnership, and the utility. That are the points that give sign that this project gonna grow and gonna give value to the people. So in terms of partnership, we partnered with Fambras. Fambras is the world's largest halal food certificator in the world. We partnered with DidiCab. DidiCab is an entity that serves more than 300 banks all over the world. We partnered with Holiday Swap, where 650,000 active wallets gonna be exclusively running on our Haqq blockchain. And recently we partnered with Republic Crypto from US. I think most of the crypto native people, they know them very well. That's in terms of partnership, and we have many things. I don't want to make your time long to talk about it, but I want to focus on something very interesting from my point of view. What we are doing at our project as a utility cases, we are actually taking the Sharia compliant and Islamic finance lifestyle from real life, from centralized world to the decentralized world. If we look at the different Islamic forms of muamalat, we will see that there is something called mudaraba, murabaha, musharaka, muqayada. You heard also about zakat. So these all, you know, the best matching technology to implement this is the blockchain. What I mean by mudaraba, musharaka, murabaha, you know, in Islamic finance, for example, riba or charging interest is not allowed. And why? Because it's simple logic. Somebody came to you that he's in need for money, he's in need for loan. Why you squeeze him more and charge him interest? And you drive him into a point that he cannot pay back to you. And charging interest was one of the main reasons for the financial crisis that happened in 2008. Is one of the main reasons that caused that. And that's why Sharia finance is not accepting that. So mudaraba and musharaka and murabaha is a kind of muamalat where you give a loan. For example, the murabaha, you give a loan to a person, but you share the profit with him. But what happens if he's not making profit? You are not charging him interest. He's just obligated to pay you back what you gave to him. There are other forms of muamalat. Let's look at the insurance, and that might shock a lot of people. The Islamic insurance and the real form of Islamic insurance, because there are a lot of Islamic insurance happening in different forms, but I'm talking about a particular one, a genuine one. When we all do insurance, we pay the money to the insurance company, right? And then when something wrong happens, they come and compensate us. But what happens if nothing wrong? We're living a happy life, we're healthy, there's nothing wrong is happening. Where this money goes? The insurance company takes this money and invests it somewhere, and they get profit. This means we are all contributors in their capital. If you are a contributor in their capital, then you should get part of the profit. That's the Islamic insurance. There is no insurance company pay you back part of the profit, right? So that's why I say this school is very unique. This school is very different. So what we do today is creating smart contracts to address all these types of muamalat, which is in Muslim life is a must to have, is not a good to have. So once you have the technology, once you put it between people's hands with the right way, people will adopt it immediately because it is a must to have. Somebody might say, hey, Mohammed, maybe not all Muslims really care about Islamic finance and Islamic rules, and you're talking about something that they really don't follow. I would say, if only 3% of the Muslim community follow our projects and adopt Islamic coin and Haqq chain, that's enough for us to be the token number one and project number one in the market. So, and then the people will learn by example. So what we are doing now, we are moving this and creating the utility cases for it on Haqq. Look at the Zakat fund. And when you think about Sharia or Islamic finance, Zakat is kind of a must charity for those people who has extra income, they are not using it. If you look at the resources that you have and you are not using these resources for more than 12 months, it means this resource is excess of your need. And you have a responsibility to give back to the poor people. So 2.5% of that extra resources should go to the poor people. Now, what happens when this all now, let's say people who have billion of dollars, how they donate their zakat? They take this huge money, 2.5% of that, and give it to the zakat funds. Zakat funds, they try to distribute to the people, but they go back and submit a list or in the Excel sheet. And the people just have to look at that list and believe it. I'm not saying they're doing right or wrong, but I'm saying there is a better technology to serve this. What we are building now, I mean, you know, in blockchain, any money flow can be monitored from any wallet to any wallet. So if you distribute zakat using blockchain wallets, you know every transaction from where to where it is going. And when you link the wallet with the digital identity, now you know who is the owner of this wallet. This is a full transparency level that you cannot find anywhere in the world, and that's why I'm saying blockchain is the best matching technology to serve the Sharia compliant. What we provide today to the community, we are providing a clean environment where people who want to follow Sharia compliance and who want to follow ethics and values of finance, they don't have to go somewhere else and think and study all the projects to know it is halal or haram, is it good or bad. I'm not saying, we are not eliminating all the other projects. I'm not saying all the other blockchains or other tokens are not good, don't deal with it. We are the only one, we are the only halal. That's not what we are promoting it. But we are saying we are a better choice for people who looks for ethics and values and care about Sharia principles. When you go to other blockchains, you find everything mixed. You find good projects for charity, for education, for health, for business. You find also casino, you find gambling, you find alcohol, you find tobacco, and some projects that reflects in a negative way. So people who follow these ethics, they got confused. Where should I go? What should I do? How I filter these projects? They need really a clean environment. And I will end my speech by a very important point that always the crypto native people asking me this question. They say, Mohammed, if you say this environment is clean, it means you're controlling every project, and this is decentralization. But let me tell you that this is a totally decentralized platform. Everybody is welcome to come there. But how we filter this, when you come and put your project there, of course you're most welcome, but there is a technology for whitelisting the project and certify that these projects are Sharia compliant. This technology or this process called Sharia Oracle. And it is optional, it's not a must. But do you want the community adoption? Do you want the people to trust you as Sharia compliant? Then it's better for you to go for it. Sharia Oracle, you go through 2 stages. Stage number 1, the community voting. They will look at the project, they will vote for it, and then if you pass that, you go to the Sharia scanning, where the Sharia board members, they will look at your projects and certify that it is a Sharia compliant. So this is a smart mechanism to maintain and keep this environment clean and decentralized at the same time. So happy to introduce what we are doing to you to talk about Islamic and Sharia finance. And if you have any question, I'll be more than happy to answer it after the stage. Wish you a very good rest of the day. Thank you.